Okay, everybody, my name is Stephanie Milky. Welcome to an amazing Zoom call. If you are on here and you've never been on a Zoom with us before, or this is one of your first times doing this at all, but somebody invited you on here for a reason, and they invited you on here because they care about you. And so you're probably drinking ketones, or you've had the ketone conversation, you've asked them what Pruvit's all about, and so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. You're going to hear stories. You're going to hear all about the Pruvit community. You're going to hear all about what this company has to offer, how you can get involved, how you can share by just simply loving a product. And we're going to share lots of fun stories with you. So again, my name is Stephanie Milky. My family and I live in Kentucky. We've got 4 daughters. We homeschool and we share ketones. It wasn't always like that though. 4.5 years ago, my husband handed me a packet. And I'll just say this, raise your hand if you have tried a 5 or a 10-day experience. So a lot of you have called in. If you're calling in and listening, that's awesome. And a lot of us are on video screen, so I can see a lot of faces. If you started with a 5 or a 10-day experience, raise your hand. You have tried ketones. So my husband handed me a packet a long time ago, and he said, Stephanie, drink this product. You're going to feel amazing. Now you have to understand something. I was not looking for fat loss. I was a tired mom, but I thought I should be tired. I'm a mom. The only reason I tried the product is because my husband handed me the packet and I was like, I'll be a nice wife. That's fine. Awesome. Don't ask me to share this with anybody. I was very adamant. I don't want to do a business. I don't want to work from home. I want to homeschool my kids. Don't ask me to share it with one person. And my husband's like, that's fine. Don't share. Drink the ketones. He must have known that I needed some, I call it my mom fuel, but this is what I want you to understand. I didn't know that ketones were brain fuel. I didn't understand everything that ketones do for you. And what I love is we keep it so simple here at Pruvit. I loved the product, and guess what happened? I started having my girlfriends go, what are you drinking? And I was like, oh, I don't know, ketones. Well, can I have some? Sure. Or I had people going like, why are you not taking a nap? Why are you not tired? All I knew was this. I loved the product and I naturally started sharing it. And for our family, we always say this. We lived paycheck to paycheck and I would have to count grocery money when I go to the grocery store. So I have $120. If I went over, I'd have to put some stuff back. And it was just the way that we lived. But I never felt bad about it. I was like, we chose to do that. I wanted to stay home with our babies. I called myself very great at being frugal, and I was fine with that. So when I started loving the product and I thought, I wonder if there's actually something that I could do with a business, my first goal was grocery money. And when we reached that by simply sharing with people that I loved and people that knew me and liked me and trusted me, and I started sharing just my life, my goals got just to be different. And the next goal was I need a van that's not held together by duct tape, because we were the family that bought the Craigslist van. I prayed it would get to the next place we had to go. And so this is what I want you to understand and what you're here for. If you love the product, which I'm guessing everybody on here does, it's a fun and easy conversation to have. If you love the product, guess what? You don't have to be a keto expert. You don't have to go to Keto 101 school. We have an amazing community, an amazing opportunity. Pruvit leads with education, and we're all about making people better, whatever your better is. So for me, I needed to be a better mom. I didn't know it at the time. I thought I was amazing, but I've got even more amazinger. And so I don't think that's a word, but I didn't know that I really could use a little bit of fat. The last pounds of baby weight, it was great to have that fat loss, right? It was great to have the mental clarity to homeschool my kids. And I didn't realize the opportunity that would come with it would completely shift our family's life forever. So our family's been sharing this for 4 years. We've been able to live and give like never before, simply by following these steps and plugging into our community. So you're not going to just hear from me. We're going to hear from a whole bunch of other people and what it has done and how you can get involved. So the first person that's going to share with us is Mandy Mitchell. Mandy, why don't you pop off and simply share with us your story and what in the world it looks like to share this ketone conversation.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Mandy Mitchell. Like Stephanie said, I live in Portland, Oregon, although I'm currently in I'm in Alberta, Canada right now. So I popped outside. We're having dinner with some other people who share ketones, and I popped outside so I could hop on and share with you. So I've been drinking and sharing ketones for almost 3 years, and I'm just gonna kind of summarize what that looks like for us really, really quickly, because I think people really just want to know, can I even really share this? Can I even really do it? Am I going to be salesy? Is it going to be weird? All that kind of stuff. So I want to tell you a little brief snippet of my story, and then I want to get to the good stuff. I want to get to the juicy parts. So, you know, my husband and I have been drinking ketones and sharing them with people for about 3 years, like I said. And like, listen, this is what I could tell you. I could spend an hour and I could talk to you about how my husband was able to come home from his full time. It wasn't even a 9 to 5, y'all. It was a 7 to 7. Like, he got to come home from his 7 to 7 and do this full time. I can talk to you all about how we were able to build our dream home. I can talk to you all about how our kids who rarely left Oregon now have stamps on their passports and have had these incredible experiences that I never thought in a million years we'd be able to give them. I can talk to you about how we were able to provide a safe, reliable vehicle for our daughter when she became old enough to drive. Like, I can list all these really incredible things that sound super magical, but let me tell you what really changed my family, what changed our family's life, was the moment where I could go to bed at night without moving money around. The moment I could go to bed at night not wondering if I had used up the entire grace period. The time where, like, I didn't have to say just $20 in the gas tank, please, right? And I could just fill it up. Or when I could put healthy groceries in the grocery cart instead of like shopping in the aisles and getting everything in the boxes, right? Because that's what fit my budget. It's not having to say no to my kids, right? The first time I could say, yes, for sure, we can definitely go to that birthday party, right? Yes, for sure, we can definitely go to the movies this weekend. Yes, for sure, we can absolutely go bowling. Bring a friend, right? It's when I could say yes to that stuff, and that all changed with just like $500 to $900. Like, that's all it really takes to shift a family's life. At least that's what it did for me. So let's get to the juicy part. I mean, I'm a school teacher by trade, so I'm going to ask for a little participation, and I'm going to go through these pictures here. Raise your hand if you think to yourself, like, but I don't want to be salesy. Oh, I also have ink on my hand, just like I did when I was a school teacher. So ignore that. My pen leaked all over me. It's probably on my face now. Like, raise your hand if you ever thought, oh, I just don't know if I could share this with people. Like, are people going to think oh, look, there's my hubby. Hi, honey. Are people gonna think I'm weird? Are people gonna think I'm trying to sell them something? I don't want to sell my, oh, I see lots of hands. Thank you for your honesty. And for those of you who didn't raise your hand, I know you're thinking it. So let me ask you some more questions. Okay. How many of you have ever seen a really cool movie? Okay. I know you all have seen a really cool movie. Raise your hand, people. How many of you have told a friend about that movie? Guess what? You just did what I do every single day about ketones. Okay. How many of you have gone to a really incredible restaurant? Do you see where I'm going with this yet? It might take a few examples, but eventually you'll catch on. How many of you have told a friend about that really cool restaurant? Yes. How many of you have found an amazing pair of jeans or a really cool pair of workout pants or an amazing tennis shoe? Raise your hand. Okay, none of you have found a really good pair of jeans. If you have found a really good pair of jeans, someone message me and tell me what they are, because I hate them all. But if you found a good pair, you would tell somebody, right? You would be like, girl, I found the best jeans ever. Run, don't walk to Nordstrom's and let's buy them. That's what you do. How many of you have a hair girl or a nail girl or a lash girl, or dudes, if you're a guy, a barber, and you send your friends to the barber or the oil change place or right? Like, we just had friends over the other day, and somebody was like, ma'am, I gotta find a new gym. And my husband was like, oh, well, we go here and here and here, right? So it's just something you naturally do anyway. It's just that for some reason we've attached this idea that because we might be rewarded for it, it's not okay. And I say we need to just let go of that. So the other day, Anthony was like, I've got a barber. The other day, it was probably a couple weeks ago now, but I posted on my social media, raise your hand if any of you use Facebook or Instagram, anything like that, even just a little bit. I posted in my Instagram story about some 0-carb bagels. For the record, you can get them at thinslimfoods.com, okay? I'm telling you this now because if I don't, you're going to message me 500 times and ask me about the 0-carb bagel. I posted the 0-carb bagel, and for the entire 24 hours that my story was live, I had people asking me about where I got the bagel, where I got the bagel, where I got the bagel. The other day, I posted a story of me in a tie-dye hoodie. Where'd you get that hoodie? Where'd you get that hoodie? Where'd you get that hoodie? It's so cute. Well, I'm not rude or hateful, so I told people where I got them. But guess what? Thin Slim Foods is not sending me free bagels. Thin Slim, I wish they would. They're kind of expensive. Thin Slim Foods is not cutting me a check, but I have dozens of people who are ordering those bagels now. Discount Divas, it's a cute little boutique on Facebook. Like, they don't send me free hoodies, but I refer people all the time. As a matter of fact, Tammy, I think I saw you on here. You and I ordered the same blazer from them the other day. So, like, I referred Tammy, or Tammy referred me to them, one or the other, because we're friends. Neither one of us are getting free stuff. Neither one of us are getting a check. Like, what about, I'm sorry, I just get super fired up, Stephanie, so maybe you asked the wrong girl for this, but it's just like, you guys, telling your friends about something that's going to give you fat loss, energy, sleep, focus, mood, muscle preservation, clearer skin. Like, if you knew who I was 3 years ago, I would have never been lit up like this. I would have never had this kind of energy or intensity or passion or fire or excitement. I would have never fit in these pants. Like, there's nothing wrong with just telling people about it and getting rewarded for it. So it really is as simple as that. It really is as simple as just, hey, I found something, right? It really is as simple as the day I called my best friends and said, y'all, I found this stuff. And you shake it up in water and it puts you in ketosis in 60 minutes or less. And I've lost 3 pounds already. What in the actual freak? It's the same thing I would have said if I found some random thing on the shelf at Walmart too. I would have told them. But there's nothing on the shelf at Walmart that does what this does, and Walmart's not going to give me any money, even if it did exist. So, see what I'm saying? See where I'm going with that? And the extra really cool thing is that you don't have to be the expert. There's so much science, so much technology, so much like powerful stuff that goes into what makes ketones as awesome as they are, and you don't have to know it all. So you'll have this entire community backing you up, and I'm confident there's someone else that's supposed to talk about that, so I'm not going to go into it, but you'll have an entire community of people, a team of people who are literally here just so you can successfully share this with other people. I'm in a room right now with probably a dozen other men and women who are sharing this, and we're going around and talking about our goals so that we can literally like cheer each other on and support each other and help each other. So you are not in this alone. And it really is as simple as like, is the bagel good? Are you gonna tell your friends about the bagel? Are you gonna tell your friends about the nail spot? Are you gonna tell your friends about the best shampoo you found? Right? Then tell your friends about this. Like, they will love you forever. And I promise you something else. There is nothing that is going to feel as good as hearing your name mentioned in someone else's story. So when someone says, my life is better because I started drinking this stuff, and they say, thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Mariah. I'm so grateful for Danny. I'm so thankful for Stephanie. I can't believe Carol shared this with me. It changed my life. Praise the Lord for Jessica. She literally turned my life around by sharing this magical drink. Like, when you hear somebody say that about you, game over. So I don't know what we're waiting for.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. I completely love that you're super excited, and you're right, 100%. It made me realize, and I told this story to somebody last week, but it's exactly what happened. I had somebody that was doing my hair, right? And she had been drinking, just so you guys are all very well aware, she had been drinking ketones for months. The girl next to her came to a Keto Life party. That's one of the ways you can actually share this product. We'll talk with that about you in a second. We're going to tell you actually how to do it and what that looks like. But I had the girl next to her come to a party that I was at, and she said, oh my goodness, she's been drinking ketones for months and never told me. I can't believe it. How rude. And so she was really like, I sit next to her every single day and she's never said anything to me. And so that's the power of sharing something that we know works. We already know we've got ketones. We already know the education. We know what we have because we feel amazing. If you have anything, any benefit that has helped you, somebody else needs that. And so the next person that's going to share is Melissa Reddix. Melissa, why don't you unmute yourself and share a little bit with us?
Hello, everybody. I am so excited to talk to you guys, and I love what Stephanie has shared and what Mandy has shared, so I'm going to expand on that just a little bit, and I could go into how my life has changed because of our products and how my health has changed because of our products. I am a walking billboard for better, and it makes it so easy to drink, and in my case, shrink and share, and people are like, what are you doing? So if you can be visible with a shaker bottle, pop on a t-shirt, and just let people know that you are drinking ketones, you can build a business with this company. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity. And so, I mean, I, like Mandy, could talk about the big things in our life that has happened, the house, the cars. My husband is also retired. But for me, it's the tiny little things that matter. Like, I had a time in my past where my trash can did not get picked up because I hadn't paid the trash bill. I was juggling money, and that was so embarrassing that my trash can was still sitting out there. And so I take great joy in paying my trash bill a year at a time. Every time I do that, it just fills me up. I love filling up my gas tank, just all of those things. And when you have more than you need, you're able to live in a space of joy. You're able to alleviate stress. Life is just so much more enjoyable. And when you have more than you need, it really exposes who you are. Like, good people with more resources are able to do great things. I remember being in college and being in the line at the grocery store and knowing somebody needed help paying their bill. And I had this desire in my heart, but I didn't have enough money for my own groceries, let alone to help someone else. Now being able to act upon those impulses that hit your heart, I mean, that's more rewarding than anything else because you're able to live your life being the person that you want to be. So, I mean, that's probably the most important impact that has happened in my life, and I'm able to show my children how to live and how to think of other people, and that's just been super, super rewarding. But I want to expand just a little bit because Mandy talked about you don't have to be an expert. There's nothing you have to know to participate in our company. And that is so true. And so I just want to really open your mind for a second and ask you all a couple questions. How many of you all have heard of or drank protein powder? Anybody? Okay. I'm 49 years old, and I remember when some of the big jock football players that I knew way back when started drinking protein powder. And I thought it was the oddest thing. I'm like, why, what are you drinking? Protein powder? Why don't you eat some protein? Like, I didn't understand that. I thought it was bizarre. Now we all drink protein. We have protein bars. They're everywhere, right? So what I want you to think about and wrap your mind around for just a moment is the opportunity that we all have. It's the first time in history that you can drink bioidentical, naturally fermented ketones. So when you're evaluating like an opportunity that comes your way, you want to look at something like this. Like, number one, is it consumable? So the bagels that Mandy's talking about, people fall in love with the bagels. They want to replenish that, right? I think about to when I introduced my friends to Keurig coffee machines. Anybody have one of those or know what it is? Right? I was the first one of some of my friends who had a Keurig coffee machine. And there was probably 12 or 14 friends of mine that went out and purchased one. They get the Keurig coffee pods every single month. They've told friends to get a Keurig. And like Mandy, I'm not getting compensated for that. So you want to look at something that is a consumable product that needs to be replenished. You also want to look at timing in the marketplace. I've been drinking ketones for 3.5 years. I will not stop. I came here for the fat loss. There are so many more benefits. That's like the smallest benefit. You know, our brains need ketones. So that's the smallest, but that's why I came here. But you want to look at the marketplace now, 3.5 years into this journey. It is the best time to get started with us. When we started, we had one flavor. And if you didn't like the flavor that we had, I was trying to add different stuff and get it to work so you would like it. So 7 out of 10 people, if you didn't like it, I'm like, oh gosh, where am I going to go with this, right? So now we have a multitude of flavor profiles. Everybody gets excited at our Keto Life parties to taste and try the products. And we have the only, get that, patent protected here, the only naturally fermented bioidentical product in the marketplace. You can't turn on the television. You can't look at a magazine without seeing ketogenic, ketosis, something about that. The awareness is raised, and it's perfect for us to introduce people to ketones. So that is like a hands down, knockdown, ace in the hole, right? And so the other thing, we've got consumable, we've got timing in the marketplace, we've got something that differentiates itself from the competition. By the way, remember how I said everybody drinks protein powders? This is another home run. It's the only protone out in the marketplace. It's a protein ketone blend. So we're the only ones that have it patent protected. That's another product no one has. Like, I mean, I'm so excited when I think about it, and I get fired up, like I'm firing my own self up. Like, I want to go out and tell all my neighbors, like, run down the street. So I just kind of wanted to expand your mind on what we have. And I also want to expand your mind and think about this for a second. You don't need anything special. You don't need a certain background. You don't need anybody's permission. You don't need a certain financial background or educational background. It doesn't take a loan on your mortgage to get started. Like, all of these things that can possibly hinder you from doing something in your life don't exist here. What you do need is a burning desire to make things different. If you have bills that you can't pay at the end of the month, let's help you solve that problem. If you want an extra vacation each year that Pruvit pays for, let's take care of that. If you say, hey, Melissa, I want Pruvit money to help pay my mortgage, let's do that. Get in where you fit in. Let us help you better your life with our company. And the other thing that I love is the fact you're going to gain a whole group of like-minded people, the leadership like Mandy talked about. We are here to support you and help you accomplish your goals. And I'm just thankful that I get to be a part of everybody's journey to better. So that's kind of what I wanted to cover, just let you know what fires me up about what we have our hands on, and everything is possible with this. And I'm just so freaking excited about what we're doing together. So thanks for letting me share a little bit.
Thank you for sharing, Melissa. I love it. I love listening to you talk. And I know other people, I've had people go, she's so peaceful to talk to, just to listen to. So thank you for sharing. I love it. Okay. So we all have heard, there's so many stories about what it has done for so many people, men and women. I hope you heard that, because Mandy's at a group of, she's in Canada right now with a group of men and women. It's not just women, but there's just a lot of women that could talk tonight. But I've got Jessica Craig on here. So we're going to take what you love about your product, right? What you love about ketones. What is the benefits that you're experiencing? What are the goals that you have? And what do we do with it? Like, what would we have you do if you decided you wanted to share this with us? So Jessica Craig is going to pop on and just give you a brief understanding of like what in the world that looks like for you.
Hey y'all, I'm Jessica. I'm from Alabama, and I'm not going to tell you my story because it's so similar. Like, I feel like we all have these similar stories, but I've been doing this for almost 3 years now, which is crazy. I can't believe it. So I was like, it seems like everybody that I talk to about the business, one of the first things they say is, I'm just not a salesperson. Like, raise your hand if that was you, or if you still currently feel that way. Like, okay, everybody, I'm not a salesperson. So what I like to tell people is, good. Like, we don't want you to be a salesperson, right? Like, no one loves to be sold to, but we all love to buy stuff, but we don't want to be sold to. So there are so many people now who are involved in network marketing, community-based marketing, some way or the other. Like, are y'all's Facebooks like mine just filled up with people selling this, that, and the other? I mean, there's so many things out there right now. And so I don't necessarily hop on my Facebook and think, what can I buy today? Right? Like, I'm not scrolling through Facebook to see what I can purchase. I'm scrolling through there to see what you're doing, what your family's doing, what your kids are doing, how you're feeling, like what you had for dinner last night. I love all that stuff. So we have this really great system. We call it ACE. I'm not going to give you guys a full training because we'll be here all night, but I want to let you know that we have a system that works and we're going to teach it to you. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I've actually been involved in network marketing before Pruvit. And it was one of those things where it was like, oh, you're going to love this. You're going to do so well. Come sign up with me. Let's do it. And then I signed up, and then it was just kind of like, okay, well, good luck. Go get them. Or, like, I was never really given any direction. I didn't have any tools to help me become successful. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I was doing. So what I love, or one of the things that I love about Pruvit as a community, this team and specifically, is that we have a really great system that we're going to teach you to help you be successful. So we're not salespeople. We're not just throwing up all over everybody on social media, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. We're telling stories that people can relate to, so that way they are attracted to us. They want to know what we have. So we're going to give you specific directive, teach you how to tell your story, tell you the things that we've seen work, and have the most success, so that way you can duplicate it and do it yourself. So you're not in this alone. We're going to help you every step of the way. The system that we have, one of the main things in it is connect. So what we Pruvit is amazing, and we have a million bazillion tools for you guys. So it will blow your mind. Like, I can't even believe how much stuff we have. But if someone has a question, I guarantee you we have a video, something that people can read. We have doctors that do videos and answer questions. And on top of all the great things that Pruvit has, we are all in this together. And so we're going to help you. So we love to take that pressure off of your back, right? Like, how many people on here are ketone experts? Like, no, not me still. I've been doing this for 3 years and I'm still not an expert. But we don't want you to have to take the time to read all the things, figure out all the science behind ketones and how they work. And to be able to answer all of these questions would take you like 2 months of just straight up studying to try to figure out how all this stuff works. And then you would never get your business going, right? So we want to take that pressure off of your back and be that lifeline for you, so that way you can go out, attract more people, and let us help answer those questions for you. So we also have a couple different ways for you to get started. And I don't know if somebody's going to go over all of that, but whenever someone is attracted to you, right, through social media, through your keto shirts or whatever it is, however you're attracting people, they're going to want to know what the heck you're doing, right? So here's an example. So I would make a post on Facebook that says, I'm from Alabama, so this is just how I talk. I would say, y'all, because everything's y'all. Y'all, oh my gosh, what in the world is happening to me? My kids are insane. My 3-year-old smeared poop all over the walls. Whatever happened in my life? And I totally kept my cool. I did not snap at my children. Who am I? What is this stuff? I finally found my magic fix, or something like that. So if you're a mom and you have a 3-year-old who's insane, or what, you can relate to me, right? You're going to read my post on Facebook and say, geez, I would have burned the house down. Like, I would have been so upset. Tell me, I would have yelled at my kids. Tell me what it is that you're using. Same thing with the fat loss thing. Oh my gosh, every single night, I'm always in the cabinets after dinner looking for something sweet. I started this new thing and have not wanted dessert since. What is this stuff? This is incredible. People are going to comment, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I want dessert every single night. Tell me everything. So that's how we attract people to what we're using. So that way you're not just saying, hey, buy my stuff. They're like, let me buy your stuff. What is this that you have? So you're going to attract, you're going to get them connected to someone that you're working with or a tool. And then the last step is we're going to get them enrolled. So they're either going to get a 5 or a 10-day experience. And I don't know if we're going over that stuff, but when you get started, you want to have product on hand so that way you can let people kind of take a test drive. A lot of people are skeptical. I don't know about y'all, but I've tried everything in the whole entire world. So you're going to have a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't know. So if you have product on hand that you can say, listen, I understand. I felt the same way. Let me get you a 5 or a 10-day, test drive the products, taste the flavors, see what you think. And then we're going to get them, they're going to become your lifelong customers, or they're going to join your team as a promoter. So guys, it really is that simple. When I explain that to people and they're like, really? That's all you do? That's it. That's all we do. And it works. So Steph, hopefully that was helpful.
Yes. No, that was perfect. Perfect. I love it. I really want people to just understand this. The power is exactly what Jessica said. You drink the product, you love it, and you share it in lots of different ways. Social media, face-to-face. Melissa Reddick talked about wearing and sharing. Like, I wear this shirt all over the place and people go, ketones? I mean, I was at the salon the other day. I had a baseball cap on and a girl read my ketone hat. Or I was at the restaurant the other day and a girl was like, what are ketones? And so it's like anytime you're walking and talking, we have different things like keto life parties. There are so many things you can do to share this, and it all revolves around one thing: drinking the product. That's it. Getting 5 and 10-day experiences into those people's hands. There's lots of ways you can even get started. So we just want you to know this. Get back with the person that invited you and go, okay, I love to tell people this. Are you an A, B, or a C? So let's say you got back with the person that invited you and you go, okay, I think I'm an A person. I would love to get my products for free. That would be awesome. Like, let's start there. Maybe you know what? Everybody starts somewhere between scared and nervous. And you know what that means? Like, we all did. None of us were experts at this. We just knew we loved a product and we needed to share it. And then our goals came as we started sharing. That's it. So my first goal was, I need to get these ketones for free. That's A, right? Maybe you're a B person where you're like, I know some friends, like I could put up a social media post, maybe have a party, maybe $500 a month. Like, that would change my life forever. That was my next goal. Grocery money, please. So like, are you B? Would you like a couple $100, couple $1,000 a month would change everything? Or maybe you're C, where you're like, I love the product. I've got this. I understand it. It doesn't mean you have to be the expert, but you're like, I've got the heart. I've got the grit. I want to do this. Like, what do I have to do? Sign me up. I'm a C. Tell me what to do. We lead, you follow. We teach you how to do it. A, B, or C. Get with the person that invited you and say, I'm ready to go. And there's lots of ways to get plugged in as a promoter. It's $37 a year that plugs you into our system. Everything that we have to offer, all of your websites. We do have different packs you can start with. If a lot of you raised your hands in the beginning and you said, I started with a 5 or a 10-day, a lot of you, that's where you started. And that's where a lot of people are going to come to you and go, I don't know if I'm going to like the flavor. Oh, great. I've got a 5-day. You should grab one, right? And so we'll help you with that. Just let the person know that you're working with. What do the packs look like? How do I get involved? How do I get started? And we're going to plug you into the system. And we've got a couple people I want to share just there. I want you to hear their very basic story, but I want you to make sure if you have to hop off that you heard those. And just so you know, we have an absolutely amazing event coming up at the end of October. So it's called Hacking Better. Something that Pruvit does really well, and we've talked about this a couple times, is we lead with education. Meaning, we have lots of tools, but we also have lots of opportunities for people to come and to get around like-minded people, to hear from the doctors and the experts and the scientists. So if you're ready to join and start with us, guess what? Figure out what's on your calendar for October 26th and 27th. Get with the person you're working with and going, and just ask them about Hacking Better. Come to the event. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. It's at an absolutely amazing, it's called the Palace Theater, and you're going to hear from the doctors and the experts. You're going to see our community. You're going to go, oh my goodness, this is so much bigger than I ever knew. It will blow your mind. So with that, we've got 3 people that are going to pop on and simply share their story of what Pruvit has done for them financially, and just kind of give you a little bit more of an understanding of what it could do for you. So the first couple is Chris and Danny Webb. Why don't you guys pop on and share your Pruvit business story. We could say prosperity story, your Pruvit story. What is the opportunity done for you?
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
I'm Danny. You want to say your Chris?
Yeah, that would make me Chris.
So thank you so much for having us on. It's been, we've been with the company about 20 months now. And for me, Stephanie talks about the Palace Theater in Louisville. This is where everything changed for me. We signed up in February, and in May, I looked at my husband. It was May 25th, 2018. I looked at my husband straight in the face and I said, this is exactly what I want to do, like for the rest of my life. I was a 30-year career person. And it was in that moment that I had saw the vision of the company and the certainty in myself. The company and the product was so strong, like I was ready to take this and run. But being 30 years in my business, I had to have an exit strategy. So I told Chris that I was going to retire at the end of the year, which we did, because I didn't want to sell my time for money anymore. We're not getting any younger. We found something that we love, absolutely. Am I scared to do it? No. Am I nervous? Sometimes. But are we definitely a C? Absolutely. So we just, we plugged in with our support team. We were very open to being coached and led, and we did all the things that they told us to do. So 3 months after we started with the company, we qualified for the car bonus. Now, I don't say this to impress you. I say it to impress upon you that anything is possible. Anything. When Chris told me that in February when we started that his first goal was to hit the car bonus, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I kind of just brushed it off because I didn't believe it was possible. In May, we hit the car bonus, and in May was the time that I said that I was retiring from my career. So from May until December, I continued to fit it in my mom cracks, in my career cracks, in my job cracks, in our life cracks, and Chris went strong. And we did all the things. Since January of this year, I've been retired from my 30-year career, and it's allowed us to travel when we need to. And we're fully integrated with Pruvit. So not only are we traveling, like everything there is no work-life balance. Like everything we do is technically work, but it's not work because what do? We drink ketones, we share our story, and we have a great time doing it, right? So we can do that anywhere we go. Like we just went to San Diego this weekend. We popped over to Bullhead and we shared the conversation. Prior to that, we have we have the open schedule that we're allowed to do that. And that's what this company and this opportunity has done for us. 30 years that I was with my career, I had to put in for time off. I had to beg for time off, and I had to get somebody to cover my position while I was gone. So like I said, I don't say any of this to impress you. I say it to impress upon you that anything is possible. Because when we first came in, I wasn't 100%. After 3 months, I was 120% in. Like I knew, and you know what you know, there's no stopping you. What do you think?
So yeah, and so like when I started, when we looked at this whole thing and saw the business structure and everything, I was like all in from the beginning. I wasn't afraid at all of what I was, of course, nervous moving forward, but all in from the beginning. We were a C. We raised our hands. We're all in. Like Danny said, she was 3 months. It took her 3 months to get completely on board. But for me, I was ready to go right out of the gate. I wasn't afraid to share our story. The product, as we all know, is absolutely amazing. So it was easy to share. Like Danny said, we just drink ketones, we have fun, we share our story. And that's all we did. And we plugged in with our support team. Mm-hmm. Hey, what do we do next? Because we wanted to grow. Yeah. Right? We wanted to grow. And the cool thing is we get to do this together as a couple. This is amazing to be able to do as a couple, as a family, and our kids watch us. You guys, when you become the superheroes in your household, as opposed to your kids looking outside of the house at like athletes and superstars and singers and things like that, and they stop looking there and they start looking right at home at, wow, look at what mom and dad are doing. Wow, look at the Zoom call. Wow, look at these lives that are changing. That's freaking incredible. So we started just like just dialing into that, and we just went and like from a guy's point of view, just to be totally 1% transparent, like talking about like inviting people over to shake them up and taste stuff. At first I was like, oh hell no, I'm out. I'm not doing that. Like that's like sounds like I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? But I tell you what, since the first time we did it, I freaking love it. You want to know why? Because have you all been in a room of people drinking ketones? Holy crap, it is fun, right? It's fun. And so, and we have amazing results. It's not all girly as far as I'm talking to the guys right now. It's not all girly. It's very much, the benefits that I get from it are absolutely amazing. Plus the fact that we get to build a business that allows us the means and the freedom to do the things that we really want to do with life and to set our kids up for the future.
Yeah.
There's nothing that touches it. Come in the corporate world, there's nothing that touches it.
Right.
People will dedicate 40 years without blinking an eye to a life that doesn't promise you any time freedom at all. And we have something that, 20 months, you guys, I know everyone goes at different speeds, and I get that, but still 5 years, would you give 5 years to something this incredible, to have time freedom, to be able to do the stuff that we get to do?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's mind blowing. So
it is, it wasn't my certainty in the product. The product, I already had my certainty. It was my certainty in myself, and in the company. I didn't know what the company was really about until my very first event. And that literally changed everything. I walked into the Palace Theater and that was it. Like, I was sold. It was like, you just know in your gut. So I loved the product. I just didn't know until I knew.
So thanks for letting us share. We get fired up.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Thank you guys so much. And you're right. There's a lot of men loving this and having great success. You just get to hear from a lot of women, but I wanted Chris to share too. They have a great story. Okay, you've got 2 more stories. Hold tight. We've got Ashley Brandon. She's got an absolutely amazing story. Ashley, why don't you pop on and share what Pruvit's done for you?
Hi, guys. I'm Ashley Brandon. I'm from South Carolina, but I've just moved to Oregon. It's rainy and wet here, but it's fun. Okay, so before I found Pruvit, I was a GM of a hotel. I worked 60 hours a week. I dropped my kids off every single day, and then I would cry in the evening because somebody else was raising my kids, and I never got to be there for doctor's appointments or dentist appointments or just their life. And I never got to do homework with them after school. So I found this, and I was not a C. I was an A. Like, I love this product. Okay, I could tell a few people, like, cool, and then you get involved with this community, and slowly you start believing in yourself and in the industry, because I didn't believe in network marketing. If you asked me, I hated it. And we're not network marketing, we're community-based marketing. There's a difference. But I didn't believe in the industry. Soon I became a B because Pruvit poured into me. These amazing leaders and just people in our community poured into me. And I was like, wow, I could share with even more people. I could share on Facebook. I could share on social media. And then, guys, it got to a point where my husband was like, because I was literally fitting in an hour in the evening after my 60-hour work week, an hour here, an hour there. Literally, I'd go to the bathroom and send out messages, because I loved it. I was having so much fun. And finally, my husband said, listen, you're burning the candles at both ends. What do you want to do? Do you want to stick with your career, or do you want to do Pruvit? And I was like, I want to do Pruvit. Are you kidding me? That's not even a question. And so I quit my full-time job, and I do Pruvit full-time. And guys, it's the best feeling in the world to not only share this with people and be a part of their story, like Mandy said, to help people feel better, but to sit down with my kid after school and do homework with him every day. That is just, mama's heart just burst, you know what I mean, with joy and happiness that I get to be a part of his life now. And I get to also be a part of other people's lives, because I am sharing a product that literally changed mine and is literally changing people all across the country, because I said, hey, I found something. It's amazing. I love it. And it would be wrong of me to not tell you about it. And so now I get to do this full time, and it's been the best 2.5 years of my life. And I'm so glad that I started an A, became a B, and now I'm a C. And let's do this. So if you're starting out a little unsure, like I can't go full in like that, that's okay. That's how I started. You'd be amazed at the things that it'll change in your life. So that's my story.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. And I know there's lots of other mamas who would have that same story of, like, they just want to stay home with their babies. And so thank you for sharing. We've got one more story. We've got Brittany B. Brittany B, why don't you unmute yourself? You share your story of what Pruvit has done for you. Can you unmute yourself? I think you were sharing. Brittany.
Are you talking about Nelson? My last name's not B.
You know what? Yes.
Okay.
Nelson.
Awesome. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Brittany. I'm calling in from Austin, Texas. I will admit that one thing that I love about this community is you get to get in where you fit in. And unlike other people on this call, like, I still do my full-time job, and I'm a high school teacher. I'm a high school coach. I have my real estate license. So my biggest point that I want to get across is that you can have success within this company, even doing it part-time. So that's one of the things that I love, is that there's no quotas that you have to meet. But let me just tell you, when I got started, I was looking for product results, and that's not what this is about. But like, I was about to lose my house. I had just bought a house. Life circumstances didn't work out. I was planning on having 2 incomes to pay for it, and then I was stuck with it by myself. And my mortgage is about $2,500, and I, at the time, like, was a single teacher. I'm still single, but if you know anything about teachers, like, we don't make any money. So I literally was about to lose my home. I had a $6,000 engine in my car that needed to be fixed. And so not only was I looking for product results, but I was super fired up. I was like, hey, tell me what to do. Like, leadable, coachable, teachable. I just want to go, because if I don't, I'm literally going to lose my house and have to walk to work. So for me, it has just been a whirlwind of emotions in 4 months. I don't say this to boast, but in 4 months, like, literally, you guys, this surpassed my teaching income. And yes, could I be full-time Pruvit right now? Absolutely. But the fact of the matter is like, I love what I do. I love coaching and teaching, but I also love this whole separate community that I have within Pruvit, that I just get to help literally every single realm of life. I get to, lead kids and, shape the youth of our future. But then I also get to help kids all the way up to my grandpa, who's 86 years old, drinking the product. So when people were on this call just talking about how, like, you literally don't have to know everything, and there's so many resources that you can connect to. You guys, my days start at 5 a.m. sometimes, when I'm literally going to pick up a bus because we have a game that night. So I'm picking up a bus. My first class starts at 8 a.m. School ends at 4:15. Then we have games at 5:30, 7 p.m. And then I'm dropping off the bus 2 nights a week at 10 p.m., 11. So if you think that you don't have time to do this, like, I'm telling you, you're wrong. Like, you have time with what you make time for. And so I just want to say to those of you out there who are like, well, man, I don't know how I could do this, or I love what I do, I don't know if I would ever go full-time with Pruvit. Like, you don't have to go full-time with Pruvit to be successful. You don't have to know everything. I wake up, I connect people to my amazing support team, and then I literally maybe check my phone when I'm running to the bathroom between classes or on my 30-minute lunch break. And lo and behold, there's like conversations after conversations after conversations happening. And literally all I said was like, hey, meet my friend Jessica. Hey, meet my friend Nicolette. Like, they've been drinking it a lot longer than me. So I don't know diddly, but they know everything, And so it's just really nice to just remove yourself from that, if you're going to call it, like, salesy aspect, because then I just get to share my story. I went from a 10 to a 6 in 2.5 months. I'm living proof that you can have a part-time job that's your main source of income. And again, I don't say that to boast, but like, literally, this just changed my life. And now I have a paid for luxury vehicle sitting in my garage. I was able to sell my $6,000 engine that needed fixing, and now it's no longer my problem. And if and when I want to, I can go full-time Pruvit. But honestly, I love burning the candle at both ends. So I just get fired up. Like, this is literally for anybody, everybody. You can be the busiest person in the world and still have success within our company. So hopefully that was
Hopefully that was
good.
I'm sorry. I was reading Ashley, so I'm sorry I said the wrong last name, Brittany, but
okay.
Thank you for sharing. I love that, and you're 100% right. Here's the deal. We say here at Pruvit, get in where you fit in. What is your better? Pruvit is all about making people better. So get with the person that invited you. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for listening to stories. And there's so much we have to offer you, and we've got an amazing team. So we appreciate you all. Have a great night. Thanks for hopping on, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.